Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Dream TV. It's Chris with Digital REM. We're working on our live at lunch right now. I'm saying we're working on our live at lunch. I was just working on something, but outside of that, we are live at lunch right now. Feel I'm give everybody a little chance to hop up in here to get started for the week on this Monday. Got to get the engine revved. You know what I'm saying? Really get it going. So we're doing live at lunch. We're currently reading The Tools of Titans with Justin Boreta. Justin Boreta, who we're reading, doing the live at lunch about today. The interview with Justin Boreta. So boom. Let's go back in. Currently, I am looking over the credit management ebook. Haven't come up with a cool name for it yet, but if I don't come up with a name for it, we still gonna drop it by the end of the day, so it don't even matter. We'll just come up with a name later. So that's gonna be available at digitalrem.com, so make sure you go get yours today. It'll be available in the shop. If you are on IG, if you're watching me on IG, you can just go ahead and hit the link in the bio, the link tree, and you can see how you can get to the catalog of all of the things that we offer at digitalrem.com. Boom. Let's go. What else did we work on? We're currently working on adding some link buttons, creating some link buttons to add to our video profile on Twitch. So we will be working on that as well. Boom. Let's just hop right into it. Justin Boreta, the founding member of the Glitch Mob. Do you live? Tim Ferriss asks, do you live by any quotes? And he says, one of the quotes is, be the silence that listens. So being the silence that listens, I mean, that's pretty much I wouldn't say self-explanatory, but it kind of does explain itself to me. Everybody knows I'm a quiet person, but I really, in my silence, I do more listening. And that's not only listening with the ears, but that's listening with the eyes and paying attention to different mannerisms, you know, all different types of stuff. And you probably learned about this type of things like reading books like body language, learning body language and things like that. So really paying attention and taking in more information than just actually what you hear, right? Let's continue on. Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty well-preserved body, but rather a skid and broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, wow, what a ride. So this is his perspective on how, you know, you should live your life, like really live your life to the fullest. And, you know, at the end of your life, you can really just be like, man, that was a crazy ride. That was an exciting ride. It wasn't, you know, a walk in the park type of ride, or you know, not exciting type of life, but really, you know, bring some excitement into your life. And again, that can kind of tie back into like doing that one thing that takes you closer to your goals, because you might be pleasantly surprised about what you can achieve in your lifetime by just doing that one thing, and then next day doing the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. You're like pleasantly surprised by what you were able to accomplish, the types of experiences you were able to have, and things like that throughout your life. And you could take that look back on your life like, man, I lived a pretty exciting and eventful life. So let's continue on. Best advice you've ever received. It's something my father told me when I was very, very little. I was probably 5 or 6, and that was, don't force it. It's seemingly such a simple thing. I think that for the creative process, that's really our guiding light. Trying to force the square peg into the round hole very rarely has the intended result, whether it's something creative or in life general. Very rarely has the intended results, whether it's something creative or in life in general. The question I ask whenever I'm straining for extended periods is, what would this look like if it were easy, right? So we're gonna go back into like the don't force it advice that he got from his father. Like, again, at the end of the day, don't force it. And I don't want to really bring any type of religion into this, but again, really just knowing what is purpose for you. Things that are purpose for you, things that are given to you, that are supposed to be yours, they'll be easily obtained. Put it like that, easily obtained, because they were meant for you by the by the powers that be, that's meant for you, and don't force it. So if you're having a tough time trying to get something to work, just continue to work at it, but don't force it. Just continue to work at it, and then ask yourself the question I ask whenever I'm straining for extended periods of time. So he's working at this, and it's like, that's like you're in the area of like, are you wondering, am I trying to force this, or is this something that I'm supposed to be moving towards? You might be in that area. And the question I ask whenever I'm straining for extended periods of time is, what would this look like if it were easy? So asking yourself, like, what would this look like if it were easy? If it were easy to somebody, how would that look in comparison to, what I'm going through to get what I'm trying to obtain? Boom. So Tim Ferriss asks, what was the worst advice you see or hear given in the trade or area, in your trade or area expertise? And he's like, there's a lot of bad. He's like, there's a lot of bad advice that's given out, but one of the things that I pointed out that I definitely highlight is that he said inspiration is for amateurs. The rest of us just show up and get to work. And the belief that things will grow out of the activity itself, and that you will, through work, bump into possibilities and kick open other doors that you would never have dreamt of if you were just sitting around looking for the great art idea. So again, he's really getting on to the fact that, inspiration, if you're relying on somebody to inspire you to do something, that's for amateurs. That's for people that aren't really doing anything because they need to be inspired to do something. People that are doing something are just getting out there, getting to work, and letting the work speak for itself, and the work bring opportunities and bring stuff like that. So really not relying on inspiration, like somebody to inspire you to go do something, like really getting up, doing that one thing every day, and pretty much get it rocking like that. That's pretty as simple as I could put it, right? So he said, while the rest of us just show up and get to work. Like, just show up, get to work. And things will grow out of your activity itself. And through it, you'll bump into possibilities and kick open doors. Just like that. So just by providing value, providing service, putting your mission out there, doing stuff like that, just doing that one thing that takes you closer to your goals, eventually doors will get kicked open, opportunities will arise out of what you do. So boom. Simple as that, right? If you could give your 20-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be? He says, chill out, calm down. I feel like myself and other people I know that are in the early or mid-20s get really wound up about things having to be a certain way. It doesn't matter as much as you think it does. So again, I mean, I don't think I could clarify that any clearer than that. Like, really, it doesn't matter as much as you think it does. So I kind of it makes me naturally think of instances like when you might be at ends with somebody. Let's say you're at ends with somebody and about doing a process, and y'all are making if you want to call it making a fuss about it, but y'all just have two different perspectives on it. But again, the one thing I like to do is ask myself, or ask even the next person, like, what's the end result? Are we still going to get to the same place? If I took 3 rights, are we still going to end up on the same road? You took a left, and I decided to take 3 rights. Will we still end up in the same place? So really, like, at the end of the day, not getting wound up about different processes or different things or things like that, like things being done a certain way, be like, do we still get the same results? Because if we still get the same results, then we could just point out which results we got to the most efficiently. So not really getting bent out of shape on like how somebody else approached a certain thing or a certain task or a certain whatever. So that's that. I'm gonna just leave that there, right? And he has one more chapter like about music for sleep. If you sleep to music, that's all on you. I don't really sleep to music, so I'm gonna just leave that there. But I was gonna say I could read some of it for you, but I think everybody has their own preference on the kind of the music they would sleep to. If I were to sleep to some music, it would probably be like some rain or something like that. It wouldn't necessarily be music. It would be like rain or something calming like that. So boom. With that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed that live at lunch. I definitely tried to keep it short. We are definitely way within our time frame, and I definitely want to start to do it more like this, staying way below the time frame than I've previously been doing. So with that being said, and plus this was a if you want to call it a 2-pager, I'll call it a 1-pager, but like a 2-pager, so it wasn't very long anyway. But yeah, one of the things I definitely want to continue to point out is don't force it. Like we said before, don't force it, and be the silence that listens. Be the silence that listens. Like not everything requires a reply or response or anything else. Just be the one that listens, you know. And then listening, with the full intent of seeing what's going on visually, taking in what's going on, orally, or through sound, or whatever else may be. And I say orally like somebody talking to you, by the way. But yeah, so with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this live at lunch. What was his name again, y'all? Oh, Justin Boreta. So Justin Boreta, this was Justin Boreta, and pretty much I hope y'all enjoyed that. Like I always say, do that one thing that takes you closer to your goals today. Do that one thing that takes you closer to your goals today. It's the perfect day to do it because it's a Monday. So with that being said, I hope y'all do that one thing that takes you closer to your goals, and have a blessed day. Don't forget to go to digitalrem.com, sign up for your free membership at digitalrem.com while it is free, so you get access to Dream TV and some of our coursework, from the course libraries and things like that. So the free course libraries, including the Start Your Business course. So that video series of 10 videos, the Start Your Business course, is available on digitalrem.com. So get your membership so you can get access to that. And if you just want to see what Digital Rem has to offer if you're on IG right now, make sure you go to the link in the bio. Click the link in the bio, and now it'll send you to digitalrem.com. And you can see there's multiple buttons, so you can go to exactly where you want to be. If you want to just watch Dream TV, you can go to digitalrem.com or go to the link above and hit Dream TV. If you want to learn more about the consulting, hit the button for consulting, production, so on and so forth. You get it. So just rock it out like that. And again, hopefully y'all do that one thing that takes you closer to your goal today, and we'll just get it rocking like that. So catch you on Dream TV for the rest of the day. Later, y'all. Peace.